Good morning. Welcome to Sending Ravens. How's everybody doing today? I shuffled the cards. We're ready to look at what the day's looking like. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, we got the Three of Swords right off the bat. Now that card, it looks scary, right? It looks, hurtful. Swords through a heart. But remember, swords are thoughts and words. So your thoughts and words may be hurting you right now. Your old wounds, memories of things that hurt in the past, or things that have been hard in the past and you're thinking about them. It's like your old thoughts and ways of looking at things could be hurting you right now, is literally what that card could mean. Okay, so in the past, we have the Knight of Cups. So you were pursuing something in the past and going with your heart. So you might have, created a situation where your heart led you somewhere. That somewhere could have hurt somehow, or you could have got hurt in the process of following your heart, and then some kind of difficult situation occurred that was hurtful. Okay, and that caused you to close down a little bit, because this card closes down, or even just stop and not know what to do next. Because when we feel hurt, sometimes we just stop or freeze. Okay, this card is frozen with fear maybe, or just doesn't know what to do next. So there's two ways they could go, or they believe there's two ways. Now, the really interesting thing about this card is the person believes they only have the two options. But if they take their blindfold off, they'll realize they could also go straight ahead. They don't just have to go one way or the other. They could come straight ahead or even back up. So the card's really interesting because it's indicating that a person has limited themselves and they need to take the blindfold off. There's a unique solution to their problem that is, if otherwise these two directions both of them seem to be, there's the fear anyway that it'll be hurtful because of a past experience. Okay. Ooh. Now the near future is some kind of partnership evolving. So a partnership, because this card can talk about partnerships, making decisions to do things as a couple or a partnership, and that could be business decisions or relationship decisions. There's some kind of successful partnership, because it's really well aspected here with these two. A coming together and some kind of diplomatic, because that can be a very diplomatic card. Now, in a love question, that card would be talking about choices in love, somebody feeling in a romantic mood, but maybe there's a fickleness to it. And if it's badly aspected, it would be saying somebody has a third party, or somebody already has somebody else in the picture and you could be a third party, things like that. So the card's really tricky. It can even be about the decision between marriage and divorce, things like that. But we didn't ask a love relationship question. We're just looking at our day, and I'm not really seeing, maybe some of you are hearing this as a love relationship. Because I didn't specifically ask about it, I'm going to talk about this in a different way. I'm going to talk about it in the diplomatic sort of archetypal way the lovers could be. It aligns with the number 6. So it's about diplomacy. It's about coming together for a cause that both people, it's like a win-win situation. It's like both people are considered in an outcome. Okay, so there's a fairness and almost a Libran energy here. Yeah, there's a Libran sort of vibe to that card. Librans ideally like things to be win-win and like to be fair. They like to be treated fair, and they're known to treat others fairly, or if they're well aspected Librans, they are. Okay, I'm not saying every Libran is fair, but if they're doing their job being a real Libran and a good Libran, that's what they are like. Right? Okay, so here we've got the 7 of Pentacles. So this is advice. Patience in your current situation. It may look a little difficult right now, and it feels like you only have a couple different directions, and both of them could be hurtful, or you're fearful of both directions. But there's going to be another way to solve your issue, and possibly you and somebody else come up with a solution that's very much a win-win. Okay, so patience, you'll have a breakthrough in this situation that looks a little tricky today. There's going to be a breakthrough and things just clear up. This is a beautiful card, and it's like coming through a gateway, right? It's coming. And these are wands, so it's like there's a celebration. There's a lot of energy in wands, and this card's like a miniature world card. The world comes through a gateway after maybe even years or even lifetimes of hard work. This is not as big as that. It's more like, you know, the hard work of negotiating, and you have a breakthrough in the negotiation, or there's a breakthrough in a relationship where you get to a level you can celebrate. So you move in together, or you agree to marry, or some people even see it as a marriage card. Again, we're not talking relationships per se, so I'm going to call it a breakthrough. So with patience, and give it a few more days, there's going to be a breakthrough in your situation that's a unique sort of, the outcome is unique, maybe not exactly what you thought it would be, and maybe not one of these two options you're thinking of right now. And the reason I'm getting the uniqueness about it is this card. So when I first studied tarot, I studied with this is my tiny Thoth deck, and I had a teacher, Connie Leonard, who taught me for years. I kept taking her beginner course. I'm sure she was sick of me. She only offered beginner, so I just took it like 3 or 4 times. A friend of mine and myself took it. And this was the Thoth deck. And in the Thoth deck, okay, and I don't have time to go through all those cards with you, but in the Thoth deck, the 7 of Wands is very much unique, and something sticking out from the rest. And there's something about the Thoth deck 7 of Wands that really shows the uniqueness in this card, whereas in the Rider-Waite it looks more like somebody defending their honor, and they call it the Valor card instead of just being really unique and sticking out from the rest. So I often read it as uniqueness. So there's something unique about your situation and a unique solution that may not be one of the two options you seem to think you only have, both of which feel like you don't want either of those options. Well, don't worry about it. There's going to be a win-win come out of your situation. And you may not be seeing it just yet, but be patient and you'll have a breakthrough there. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day today. Have a magical day. Sending you ravens.